All economists that Bloomberg have spoken to and surveyed expect the BOJ to basically have the status quo on hold on every single policy decision. Is that your decision as well?
Yeah, we expect the BOJ to decide to maintain the status quo in all categories, so monetary policy, so later today, actually, yeah.
What would it take, though? What conditions would it take for further easing, or is that going to exacerbate the side effects?
Yeah, I think so. So BOJ seems to pay particular attention to the exchange rate.
So that if it goes closer to 100?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but going forward, through 2020, we basically expect the BOJ to take a wait-and-see attitude.
Yes.
So unless the Japanese yen appreciates significantly, approaching 100 mark, so given the growing concerns about the side effects of ultra-low rate environment on the side effect of financial system, yeah.
So do you think if the yen goes to 100 to the dollar, it's about 110 or thereabouts right now, so if it strengthens to 100, you think maybe the chances of easing by the BOJ increases a lot?
Yeah, I think so. Chance of BOJ easing is increasing, yeah. But not automatically, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
When do we get into a tightening cycle?
Yeah, it's very challenging, actually. It's a question, right? But I think, so, as I mentioned, the BOJ pay particular attention to exchange rate, and the BOJ really want to avoid a significant appreciation of the yen.
Yeah.
So that if the BOJ really want to normalize policy rates, I think BOJ may need to wait for another rate hike cycle, so the Fed and the ECB.
So what will Kuroda do in these 2 days? Will they raise their outlook for the Japanese economy like the IMF did?
Yeah, I think so. Okay. We expect the BOJ to slightly upgrade. So it's growth forecast, especially for fiscal 2020. So in its outlook report released today. So by factoring in the fiscal stimulus package recently released by the government.
You're right.
Yeah.
Huge stimulus package, $120 billion fiscal stimulus. How much of that is going to trickle into the real economy, and how much of that is already just kind of repackaged projects, so it's already baked in?
Yeah, it is true that headline number of the stimulus package amounts to 26 trillion yen. So huge, right? But as you said, it includes a lot of repackaging of an existing program and a lot of lending program, right? And according to our estimate, direct stimulus to GDP, it's about 8 trillion yen. And on top of that, this direct stimulus is likely to implemented over the horizon of several years, like 5 years.
Right.
So that our estimate of a direct contribution of growth to fiscal 2020 is a very modest one. So like 0.3 percentage point.
0.3 percentage point is your outlook for the full year?
No, this is,
what is your outlook for the full year?
Additional contribution of growth to fiscal 2020.
The additional growth. So what kind of growth are we talking about? The IMF upgraded its outlook from 0.5% growth to 0.7%. So modest increase. But still, while they were downgrading the rest of the world pretty much, Japan was up. But that's largely due to this stimulus, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So, also we're seeing the VAT increase. What kind of dampening effect would that have had?
Data so far are very noisy and a mixed bag. So I think it is a bit too premature for us to make any conclusion. But that said, my impression is that at least so far, drug consumption tax hike seems to be a bit larger than we initially thought. But having said that, though, we still maintain the best case view that drug consumption tax hike this time is smaller and shorter than the last one in 2014.
Right. Well, we've seen it. When they went from 3% to 5%, and they went from 5% to 8%, now 8% to 10%. We don't know the lingering effects of that, but every time before that, Japan's gone into recession. We're not looking at recession now because it's an Olympics year, and there's investment, and there's this big stimulus package. But could we come out post-Olympics and post-VAT hike to 10%, could Japan be in serious trouble?
Yeah, okay, so regarding Japan's outlook, I expect a large negative growth figure for the fourth quarter of 2019, due to a combination of a couple of factors. So one is obviously consumer tax hike, and the second one is natural disaster. So series of typhoon which hit Japan significantly also in October. And the third one, is the reactive fall-off in demand after strong growth in the third quarter. And going forward, we expect Japan's economy to recover gradually as the impacts of these factors eases. And on top of that, as you said, there are a couple of bright spots ahead for Japan's economy. One is Olympic. And the second one is the start of implementation of a fiscal package, right? And this fiscal package will be implemented, particularly after the Olympic.
Yeah.
To smooth out the demand, I think.
Yeah.